Hey guys, welcome to Learn Stage Lighting Q&A, the weekly segment where we answer one of your questions here on YouTube. I'm really excited this week. Tim wrote in a really great question that I think is on a lot of your minds. And he's writing from a church setting, and he's asking, how in the world do I keep my lighting fresh from week to week? And that's a really good question, and it can be really difficult, especially in a church setting, because unlike a band or a DJ or a live show, you don't have a new audience every week. You've got the same congregants, the same people every week coming to church, and you don't want it to get stale. And so while this does apply to people in all contexts, it really applies to the church well. And before I move on, I want to say we get these questions mostly via email. And the best way to email me is to jump on our email list. You can hit reply at any time, and you'll also get some great news, some great when new articles come out, I'll let you know. And as you'll probably see popping up right about now, we'll send you our free video, 3 simple ways you can transform your lighting this week. It's a video a little longer than these YouTube videos, where we just show you some stuff you can do to really transform your lighting. Some pretty simple tips, but they really do a lot. So I encourage you to get that, click over there, and enter your email. Then you can send in your questions, and we can answer them here. So let's start with the context. I know Tim's context pretty well because we've gone back and forth via email a few times. So he's in a church setting, and he's got some uplights like this, basically. You can see on the screen here. I think he's got more than I got here. I just got 4, have 4 rather, if I can speak coherent English. But that's great, because if you have more, this is even easier. So the first thing he points out that I'm noticing in his question is that he has a limited amount of colors from RGB LEDs. And, that's true. I mean, you really get 8 good solid colors. You get red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, yellow, violet, and amber. And I had to look at my cheat sheet there. Yes, you probably saw that. And that's 8 colors, really, because an LED salesman, remember, especially when LED fixtures first came out, they would say, something like so many trillion colors. I forget how many. But basically, while that might technically be the case, colors you can actually tell the difference between is much less. And you can make 8 good colors. You can make a little more than that. We're going to talk about that later. But you can make those 8 good colors. And, it can get old. So that 8 colors can make you maybe 30 color combinations. I know 8 times 8 is 64. So that's technically how many color combos you want. But, there's some you're not going to use on average week, like red and green. That just in people's minds says Christmas, and so you probably don't want to use it any other time. Same with red and yellow. I rarely use because it just screams McDonald's, I rarely feel like I can also get away with green and yellow because that just screams John Deere to people. And I'm talking about people, at least Americans here like me. If you're in another country, those brands, you probably know McDonald's well, but maybe not John Deere as well. I'm honestly not sure. You can let me know in the comments, though. So you've got these color combinations. We'll click through a few here for you. So we got red, green, or red cyan was first, yellow, purple, amber green. You've got some looks built like this, where you've got 2 colors in combination, and that's what you got, and it's getting stale week after week. So the first thing we're gonna do, as I look at my little notes here to stay on track, is we'll change up where we put them. That's a really easy way to differentiate. So this is the same as you saw in the last few. It's an inside-outside, where we've got a color on the inside and a color on the outside. But we can change it up, use the same color, but we can go left-right like this, side to side, and it gives us, a different color. It looks different, You could use them, honestly, you could do one song where you just move the colors around, or, week to week, you could say, well, I used this color combination last week, but this week I'm going to move it over here and do it in different places to keep it fresh. Also, as you go through your service, it keeps it more fresh. If you kind of alternate where you place colors between different segments. So say for the songs, you do, left, right, and change that up. And then, you might do inside, outside for the preaching, and then for the songs, go back to left, right, or change it up all over the place, whatever. But you can also do some 3-color combinations, which doesn't look great with just 4 lights here. But if you've got more, you can divide them in 3. I would use even numbers, unless you've got an odd number of fixtures. That would be like if I had 5 fixtures, I'd have a center fixture here. And I didn't think of that to add it in here before I hit record. But you could do that. Or if you have even number of fixtures, say you have 8 fixtures. You could do 4 in one color, 2 in color number 2, 2 in color number 3. 6 fixtures, you can divide it evenly, the sky's the limit. And then you can move your colors around in that as well to keep it fresh. And last, but oh so certainly not least, you can play with saturation. Here I've got 3 different colors up, all based around blue. So I've got blue here. I've got a desaturated blue, kind of a pastel-y color. They're not just for Easter. You can use them. It'll also, as you can see, the pastel blue makes the deep blue look deeper. It emphasizes the depth, the saturation of that color. Over here, I've mixed it into a cyan. So I've just shifted it a little towards the green side of things, a little more than the blue side of things, but just a little. You can make some monochromatic looks and continue to change stuff up with this. And then I think most importantly, what you want to do is, have a bunch of color looks, a bunch of different colors, and then make sure that week to week, 1, you're changing what you're using, and 2, that in a given week, on a single day, you're not using all of your colors. And then my last really important tip is to remember that you are the lighting guy. You're the guy who controls the lighting. And I understand this, so much. And so the looks and the colors are going to get old and stale to you way before they get stale to anybody else. So if they're starting to get stale, don't worry. Don't panic. Continue to change them up, keep them fresh. Feel free to move your uplights around. Maybe if you get some different things around your sanctuary that you can uplight, move them around. But remember, you as the lighting guy, it's going to get stale to you first because you're the one who's really paying attention to the lighting. So that's my tip there. Once again, guys, if you guys haven't, grab that video, the 3 simple tips to transform your lighting. It's probably going to pop up here again somewhere. Boom. And I would love to get you in our tribe, on our mailing list, so you guys can talk back to me, get the latest updates and news, and we just love to converse with you and get you in deeper on LearnStageLighting.com. So I'll see you guys next week, and happy lighting.